Hey, this is Dell from Chris and Dell Patterns. I wanted to create this tutorial for you guys just to share some tips and tricks that I have found useful when doing foundation paper piecing. I am using our Love Latte pattern, foundation paper piecing pattern. I will link to it below. And if you want to follow along with me, I hopefully will be able to share something that will help you go from feeling like a beginner to feeling like a pro. So come along with me and let's get started. I always have some paper scissors, a seam ripper, some tape, a rotary cutter, and an add a quarter ruler. These are super fun. You can see here it's got a 1/4 inch side to it. Some clips, those are my personal favorite, a wool mat and an iron, as well as some fabric scissors. Those are a must. And of course you'll want to get your fabric that you've chosen. You can grab a ruler for trimming if you want. Paper, obviously with your pattern, and I like to use these to store my patterns if I'm not doing them all in one sitting, because if you cut them out, obviously you're gonna have a bunch of different pieces, and if you're not doing it all at once, they can get lost easily. For this pattern, I'm showing you that one of the pieces doesn't fit on one piece of paper, so I like to trim one section, and the way I line it up, you can see that line that goes across on both pieces of the paper. That's what I'm trying to line up on both sides. I didn't cut them out just because I felt like it would be easier to just put them together, because I know that they would line up perfectly, and then I just cut them out. All right, now the fun begins. I like to line my patterns up, and you can see all my pieces are actually colored in. That's personal preference, just so that I don't accidentally use a different fabrics. I'm gonna go with the most simple one right now, just because it only has 3 little sections to it. Number 1 is the one in the middle. You can see it says B1 on there. I like to clip my fabric to my piece of paper just so that it doesn't move around, because number 1 obviously isn't being held by any seams, it's just being held on its own. I know some people like to glue it on there. I don't feel like that's necessary. But while cutting it out, you want to make sure that you are giving yourself a little bit of a seam allowance. You don't want it to go from line to line. You want it to overlap those lines so that you've got extra fabric all the way around. So you can see that it goes all the way around the edge there. You could even have extra if you want. So again, I've clipped those on there. I went to B1, now I'm going to go to B2. You're going to want to make sure your fabric is right sides together, just like any piecing that you do. You want to put them together, and you'll see that my fabric is going over that line, so it's going into B2, because when we're done, we're going to flip it over. So I'm just checking that, making sure it flips over. We're all good, so I'm going to go ahead and sew that on. All right, so you can see that's sewn. So we're going to want to flip that over. You can see I had a little extra thread stuck in there, but it's fine. And then iron it down just so that it's flat. And then we're going to trim the excess fabric. There we go, we've got it all cut off, and you'll see there that we've got our first little section done. So we've got the first one, now we've got the second one. And you'll see here that I have a little bit of a seam allowance with that fabric, but it's not much, so I'm not gonna worry about trimming that off. We'll do that in a different section a little later on. All right, I thought I would zoom up on B3 this time so that you could see it a little bit closer. All right, and then we're gonna trim off all of that extra fabric right there, and we've got our first piece. All right, so I'm gonna put that back with the other pieces there. You don't have to keep them in order. That's just something that my little organized brain loves. We're gonna move on to this next piece though. It's a little bit more complicated, and we're gonna use a fabric that has a pattern because it's very important that when you start with number 1, that you wanna have your fabric right side facing downwards, because technically the pattern is the back of the block, so you want your fabric to be facing forward. So I'm going to clip those down again because it's number 1, nothing else is holding it down and I don't want it slipping around. And we're going to do this next piece. Now, because it's a solid, it's kind of easier just because you don't have to worry about, right sides facing each other. But if this was a pattern, you want to make sure that now the right sides are facing each other. I like to check my line by looking at the light. You can see that the shadow is showing that I've got enough of an overhang, and then I'm going to flip it back, and it looks like that fabric's good enough to cover that triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and sew that on. We've got that sewn together. I do want to point out that I like to sew my lines a little bit further than I have to. Personal preference, some people go right to the line, but I just don't want anything to come apart. So I'm going to iron those because I know that as I flip it, I'm covering all of my pieces. Now this is where the add a quarter really comes in handy. Make sure that your fabric is flipped the way that you sewed it, right? It's not flipped out, and that your paper is folded back. But if you put your add a quarter on there, you'll be able to trim off any excess of your 1/4 inch. For right now, I've gotten pretty good at eyeballing it, so I don't need to trim it off, but this next piece I'll make sure to add a little bit more so that I can show you how that works. So D2 I flipped so that they're how they're supposed to be when it's completed. I am just lining up my fabric there with how I think it should go. If you have a light box, sometimes that's helpful. I do have a lamp or a window next to me when I sew so that I can look at it through there. But if you can't see because the fabric's pretty thick, one of the tricks that I like to do is stick a little needle in the corner, and that's good on that end. And then on the other end, you can stick a needle on there and you can see that the fabric is good. So we're gonna clip those on there, just so it doesn't move around. All right, so we've got that one sewn in there. So you'll see we have a lot of excess right here with this piece. So I made sure to not flip the one that I just sewed. So that one's how it's originally supposed or going to be, right? So that it's not sticking out. So because we don't want to cut that off. We want to keep that piece. We only want to cut the seam allowance. So we've got that. Cut that off, and now you're reducing a lot of the bulk that you can find with paper piecing when you do small patterns. All right, so we've got this piece here. I'm just using my scrap piece, and I'm lining that up. And I want to show you a little bit of a trick when I'm not quite sure if I fold it out, if it's going to cover its shape. I put a little pin down along the line that I'm going to sew, and then that way I can flip the fabric over and get a good idea of whether or not it's going to cover the shape that it needs to. And it looks like this one's a little bit short. So you see that corner, we want to make sure that that's covered. So we're going to take that pin out, readjust the fabric, and try it again, see if that worked. All right, we're good, we're close, but we're good enough. So I'm going to keep that there and then pull that pin out, but first I want to make sure that I clip it. So I clipped that, then sewed it, then ironed it. I just did it super quick. I wish it went that quickly. I just didn't want to have to make you guys sit and watch that part. Let me cut that part off again, and now we fold it back, and then we'll go to our next shape. So I just sped this up pretty quickly, so again, you don't have to see it over and over and over again, but you see we did that one, and now we're going to go to our last section. And then I trimmed that all up squared it off, and then did the rest of them. For those big long sections for the side, I like to sew just a line so I know my fabric isn't going to move around. And on the edges, I like to add an extra 1/4 inch along the edges, so when I square off the block, I know that it will have plenty of extra fabric. So now we're going to assemble our 2 sections here. Our assembly says to do D and C together first, so that's what we're gonna do. And this is where the clips really come in handy. If you can see that I'm putting the clips on the 1/4 inch seam on both sides of those, because that's where I want to sew. And I'm just opening that up, making sure the heart is lined up perfectly. It wasn't quite perfect before, but I'm liking it better right there. So I'm going to close this up and sew those 2 together. All right, and we got our first section assembled. So now we're gonna do the rest of them. It's A plus B, so that's what I'm doing here. A and B, and then adding that section. Man, sometimes when you sew, even if you clip it, it slips. So you can see that side is perfectly on the line, but the other side isn't. So I had to unpick that and then sew the rest of it together. And then we've got our completed block, just square it off, and there it is. Thanks so much for following along. I hope you had just as much fun as I did. If there's anything that I missed or you have questions on, feel free to leave a comment. And as always, happy sewing.